Lightnin in a Bottle is the true story of the Carolina Lightnin, a professional soccer team that won a national championship in its first season in overtime in front of a sold-out home stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina.
I'm Rodney Marsh. You probably remember me in England with Manchester City, Queen's Park Rangers and Fulham. I played there, and for England national team. Played football all over the world. But it wasn't really until 1980 when I moved to Charlotte as coach of the Carolina Lightnin. I really got a real feel for America and the love of soccer in this country.
We didn't know that we would be working hard on something that we would still be celebrating in 40 years.
Winning a national championship was important. How important it was going to be, and what, from a historical perspective, that would mean to the state of Carolina, the city of Charlotte, we had no idea.
Both he and Manning had led up less than a goal in playoff play. Tobin with the corner kick. Goal! A goal!
Yes, yes.
Huey O'Neal! Huey O'Neal heads the corner kick in. At 3:57. And the Lightnin fans are going wild.
It was just a moment again that you'd have to be there. You cannot buy it. It's a special, special moment.
Oh my goodness gracious. What a beautiful night in Charlotte.
One man had an idea, a dream for Charlotte.
Bob Benson was the engine. Bob Benson was everything about the Carolina Lightnin and sports in Charlotte. And what he did, what Bob did, he formed a group of people that were all pulling in the same direction. And he was, over the course of my time in Charlotte, Bob Benson was literally involved in every single aspect. And because he was the owner, Bob got his way on all the promotions, and we had giveaways. We had the Beach Boys in concert. We gave away an aeroplane. Who gives away an aeroplane at a soccer match?
But Benson also knew that star power counts, and he went after one of the world's most famous players as his new coach.
Played inside for Marsh. Looking around, seeing who he can pick up. Decides to go one in. Oh my goodness, what a goal! Oh, what a tremendous goal by Marsh!
Rodney, I thought, was an exceptional coach for the group that we had, that he put together.
It was almost as if he was a sculptor. He had this big lump of rock with all of these players that came from all over the place. They just all converged once they heard, the story that Rodney Marsh was going to be the coach. And he just basically chiseled away and sculpted that pile of rock until he formed what he thought was going to be a really solid unit called the Carolina Lightnin.
We brought all these scruffs in from different places with different attitudes. All of them were happy to have a row. They didn't mind fighting. They didn't mind, getting down and upsetting a few people. They could play, but I called them the Dirty Dozen. And then we got a surprise that came out of absolutely nowhere, and that was Tony Suarez.
Suarez exploded as a star forward, scoring an eye-popping 15 goals in a span of 16 games. Winning turned out to be the best marketing promotion of all. And as the team got better, so did the crowds. The first-year Lightnin now found themselves about to play in the league championship game against New York on the road. Or so they thought.
You move this thing to Charlotte, we got a chance at getting something big to happen, as opposed to 1,000 people in Shea Stadium.
20,000 people eventually showed up for the final in one of the biggest and best memories of my life.
Full house. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, you looked around and the hair stood up in the back of your neck. It really did.
The Carolina Lightnin are the American Soccer League champions. And from all corners of the field.
Paul, let me get down in the field. Thank you very much.
When the final whistle went and we won the game, there was an invasion of the field. The fans actually invaded the field. Great, great night, and one that lives in the memory forever.
They would gain international attention when Rodney Marsh persuaded one of the greatest players in soccer history, England World Cup captain Bobby Moore, for whom a statue stands at Wembley Stadium, to come to Charlotte, North Carolina.
When he got to play, it was, really neat. I mean, that's still something that I can say. I mean, I played on a back line that involved Bobby Moore.
It goes to what Bob Benson would go to get the very best of the very best.
The original Lightnin staff, coaches, and players, and their fan club carry on to this day, and recently returned to celebrate the 40th anniversary of their big night.
There will always be that bond of friendship that was forged through that miraculous, magical 1981 season.
When you look at that kind of thing, it's like, is that me? Is that us? Was that really us? And it was. And you look back and you think, God almighty, how good was that?
The players, but the staff and the group together we had we were all one, and we still are 40 years later. But none of this would have been possible without the vision of Bob Benson.